Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of Lake Monster Lures. It has been 2 years since I've dropped a video, and I apologize for that. But in this one, I am making a Megabass Noisy Cat Splat. Now, I say I'm making it, but really it's just like I'm replicating it, which I know, red flag here. This seems messed up. I shouldn't be copying somebody else's lure. I totally agree with that. However, I've been trying to find one of these and I just can't. Everywhere online they're sold out. My local tackle shop doesn't sell them. They're expensive. I think if I scoured through eBay I could get one, but it's going to come at a hefty price tag, enough to make anybody's wallet flinch for the most part, unless you're like Elon Musk, which I am not. So here I am carving one out of balsa. So this has become like habit for me. When I do my lures, I usually cut out the profile first, then I hot glue it back together so that way I have a flat surface for when I'm cutting out the top-down view of the lure. And after that I can then just separate the wood back out to the lure itself, and then work on the chamfer lines and the rounding and sanding to get the shape that I'm going for. So I skipped all the sanding part because that's such a boring part of bait making, is just sanding, but it's important. You gotta make sure that you sand. The original bait, from what I saw online, has a rattle chamber. So obviously that's not rattling, but I do have a glass rattle that I'm going to put in there. So the way that I'm going to do this is going to divert a little bit from the original design. I'm going to drill a hole where the eye is, and then this actually will probably be like a glass eye. I don't know if I'm going to finish it off. I'm just going to drill through and then put this in there, super glue it in, and that would be the eye/rattle chamber. So we'll do that right now. Super loud. Megabass was started in the 1980s by Yuki Ito in his garage. He famously challenged local pros to fishing duels to prove his hand-carved lures were better than their mass-produced ones. This is a concept that I could totally get behind. However, I'm sure he found more success than I have. Even though they are a global brand now, almost every Megabass design begins as a hand-carved wooden design by Yuki himself. So I've got the lip put in and the line tie. Unfortunately, this line tie, I wasn't thinking clearly. I should have done a line through because this is balsa. Balsa is not very strong, so hopefully if I hook up with a fish, or when I hook up with a fish, it doesn't get out or break. So eagle-eyed viewers probably noticed that the lip that I'm using on this one is actually made from an old insert from a tackle box tray. It works. And so here I am starting my paint scheme. So I decided to be a little bit unique in this design, because if you look at the Noisy Cat Splat, they also have a very fun and unique style to them. After all, it is a topwater lure, so that all that really matters is the belly color. In this case, it's going to be all white because I taped it off. And the top is actually going to be my attempt at recreating my logo as a fishing lure. And the original Megabass Noisy Cat Splat design has these comic book style or unique styled fun lure paint schemes. So like there's one that looks like a blue whale, which awesome, I want that one, as well as a killer whale. Those are very cool looking lures. So if this video does well enough and gets enough likes, perhaps I'll convince myself to splurge some money and buy one of those, because they are really cool looking. And in general, this follows their design philosophy. At Megabass, they believe a lure shouldn't just work, but that it should look like a piece of art and trigger an emotional response from both the fish and the angler. And that's a pretty cool idea. Because as we know, I think a lot of people will say like a lot of fishing lures catch fishermen versus actual fish. Because let's face it, we really like the way that fishing lures look, and then a lot of the times those lures that look really cool don't end up actually doing well. Let's talk about action of this lure. It's supposed to be kind of like a wake bait. It is like a crawler. It goes across the surface making like ripples and splattering water everywhere because the tail has like a little prop on it. Many Noisy Cat lures feature a small slot in the top for a glow stick. However, this is a top water bait, so it's not going to have that. The reason why they're so rare and expensive is many of these models are Japanese domestic market only, or JDM lures. This means that they aren't mass distributed to big box stores like Bass Pro Shops, Academy, Dick's Sporting Goods, or anything like that. So it's usually, if you're going to find these, they're at your niche tackle stores nearby or exclusively online. And finding a splat in a specific color can easily run you from $30 to $50 a pop. And that's on the secondary market, like on eBay. Megabass uses high-end components like ball bearing swivels for the belly blades and custom-tuned rattles. This justifies the price for some, but it's exactly why makers like myself choose to just carve their own. And again, I think that if I can afford to buy one, I would. But even if I could get one on eBay, that money is not directly going back to Megabass, which, if we're trying to promote a company like Megabass, we should be trying to buy from them directly, so that way they are getting the profit. It is the time to test out. Did I make something good? Or did I make something that just looks good? Whoa! Okay. Okay, it spins circles. That's great. Okay, what's happening? It's laying on its... Okay. It is struggling. I mean, you can kind of tell what it wants to do. What happens if I reel it just a little bit deeper? Man, it is a delicate balance. That's like kind of what you want it to do. If I pull it underwater. Underwater is great. So what, do I need to add more weight to it? I don't think I will add more weight to it, just because I'm so satisfied with the look of it. It might just be a trophy. This might just be one of those baits that you gotta actually put the $50 into it, because the Noisy Cat Splat does cost that much now. But it sure does look cool. Just doesn't work. But you get a nice aggressive fish, you don't even have to retrieve it. Just toss it in where the fish is, and hopefully it blows up. But I don't know if I would say that's a successful lure, as it is just an angry fish. But man, it's a looker. It looks super cool. I might just have to buy a Noisy Cat Splash if this video gets over 100 likes, which is not that much. But if it gets 100 likes, I will buy a Noisy Cat Splash and do a review on it. As for now, this is about as close as I'm going to get to one. Well, guys, I guess that's going to do it for this episode. Yeah, stay tuned. I do have a bunch of videos that I just haven't edited yet and put out, but they'll be popping up here on YouTube in the next few weeks or so. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that way you can see those as they come out. And thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time.